So it should be a pretty quiet day.
Morning, comrades.
Morning.
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 Where is he?
He's gone fishing in the SS Croydon, lucky bugger.
Yeah, the senior sergeant's rusted off. I'm in charge.
Oh, lovely.
Right, first up, we got a report of...
A report of crim damage at Back Gully Mill.
Yeah, reported by Mrs. Wendy Atchison. Ben, can you and Johanna?
Sure, but what about these anti-logging protesters?
Oh, we'll keep an eye on them.
At the woodshop competition, for instance.
Think I might put young Jack off his stroke, do you?
Yeah, police presence at the comp might not be a bad idea.
Oh, we should do our bit to support the Timber Week celebration.
Are you asking me whether you can go and watch Constable Lawson compete on your way to the mill?
Yes.
Yeah, and why don't you just say so?
Well, we thought you'd say
I
no.
don't see why not.
Really?
Yeah, walk through won't do any harm.
Not a problem.
If we can just finish the readout first.
Sure.
My big brother Dean Action take it right up to John O. Wilson, with young Jack Lawson showing great potential in third place. Looks like we've got a contest here, folks. Come on, let them encourage me out there. These blokes are working hard.
Mate, what happened there? What happened to you?
Did you see that? He tried to kill me.
Just say that again. Say it again.
He tried to kill me.
I must have hit something.
Ben, there's a piece of metal in here.
His log spike. See there? Spiked. Bloody insulator sport.
Well, how would that get in there?
Just like the one that killed Dad.
Old man Atchison copped an axe in the noggin after chopping into one of those. Grown into the wood of that.
Could that be what we're looking at here?
Somebody's put that there. Deliberately.
Nasty.
Yeah, well, it could have been if Ben hadn't been so quick off the mark.
Well done. So, what's happened to the finals?
Oh, they put off till tomorrow.
More time off.
Oh, is that all right?
Were you winning?
No way. I was coming distant third. I was up against John O. Wilson.
Right, good, is he?
Oh, yeah. Chris tells me he's been the local champion since well before I was born.
That long. Was he winning today?
No.
Of course.
No, he wasn't. He might have been coming second or something, but Dean was definitely in the lead.
Yeah, until he hit this spike.
Long-time champion, about to be beaten for the first time. Call that a motive.
Who says I was being beaten by young Dean?
Well, I was there, Mr. Wilson. He was definitely ahead.
Not by much.
No.
And I would have caught up. I always do.
So you had no reason to spike the log?
No reason. And what's more, Jack, I didn't.
Any idea who might have done it?
Some real sick bastard. What sort of a mind would use an insulator support against Dean?
That's what we're asking you.
Those Atchison boys were just nippers when their dad, my mate, Charlie, was killed. They had to grow up real quick. Learning to run that mill with their mum. By jingo, they hated those insulators.
How does a metal spike grow inside timber?
Well, in the old days, the telegraph linesmen used to run their wires along live trees. They'd whack a spike into the trunk, stick one of those ceramic insulators on it, and then run the line along that.
The tree grows around the support until it just disappears into the wood altogether.
Anyway, after we buried their dad, the boys and I searched every log. We ripped them out wherever we found them.
What about the logs for this wood chopping competition? Where did they come from?
The Back Gully mill, of course.
It's owned by the Atchison brothers.
Yes, I know. We were on our way out there this morning to investigate a report of criminal damage.
It's been cut deliberately. It leads to a sprinkler system.
Right, so when did you notice it?
Brett, my husband, noticed it last night when he went to turn it on.
So it was done sometime last night or just previous?
Access is pretty open here.
Oh, we don't go in for much security out here.
Any idea who might have done it?
No doubts at all.
Mummy, Brett and Dean are home.
What's this?
G'day, fellas.
Just showing them to cut hose, though.
Bloody greenies.
You think the environmentalists might have done this?
I know they did it.
Have you got any proof?
Who else would do such a stupid, senseless thing?
We understand you supplied the logs for the wood chop competition.
That's right. 30 pre-cut lengths of mess, mate. Got the paperwork if you want it.
Yes, that'd be good, thanks.
Oh, grab a copy.
All right.
So the logs were prepared here?
That's right, just over here. You have a look?
Yeah, sure. Who by?
By me. It's a small family concern.
When was this?
Finished them yesterday, took them up to the comp site this morning.
So the logs were stored here overnight?
That's right.
Got many of those insulator supports hanging around?
They're all over the place, aren't they?
Anyone could have picked one up then, hey?
Yeah. Not too hard in for a greenie, eh?
So you suspect they spiked the log and cut the sprinkler system?
Well, I can't think of anyone else that'd bother.
Didn't hear them drive up, did you?
Nah, they would have just walked in. They just camped down there.
Have they got any evidence to back this wild accusation?
How long have you been camped here for, Miss...
A week.
Your name, please?
What's yours?
I've already told you, Senior Constable Ben Stewart.
Write that down.
What's wrong? Are you ashamed of your activities?
No, I'm not. Kelly Lonsdale.
Miss Lonsdale. Thank you.
You and your mates are here to protest against Timber Week, right?
Wrong. We don't give a stuff about your stupid little timber week. We're here to protest against the logging of old-growth forest.
Did you or any of your people enter the premises of the Back Gully Mill and cut a hose line or tampered with any of the timber there?
Well, I can only answer for myself, Senior Constable.
And please do so.
No.
What about you?
Not me, buddy. Not any of us.
So, now what?
A man escaped serious injury today because somebody spiked a log.
Yeah, well, it
I'm
had
not
nothing to
suggesting
do
you
with-
did it, but if any of you are contemplating any similar stunts as part of your protests, I warn you to think again. This is a law-abiding town and we won't tolerate any of that sort of behaviour.
I don't know about you, but I'm scared.
Anyway, I'm standing there and suddenly I feel like I've become Smacker McPherson. Oh, it's my old headmaster.
We won't tolerate that sort of behaviour.
It had to be said.
Oh, mate, it was a total waste of breath. I mean, they're committed to their cause.
Which isn't a bad cause in itself.
Agreed, and they're going to make their point regardless of anything that we have to say.
But the point is, does their point involve spiking logs?
Well, that's going to be very hard to prove.
But an effective way to disrupt the wood shop, eh, Jacko?
Effective. I'd call it bloody dangerous, mate.
Yeah, well, Jackie, Green mates are up to making their point again.
What do we want?
Save the trees.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Here we go, here come the boys in blue. So how are you going to deal with this little situation then, eh?
Timsy, we'll let you know when we do.
Nice camera, mate.
Save the trees.
When do we
Are you
want
looking to get out of here, or am I going to have to make it?
Seem to be a bit tied up at the moment.
You stupid little bitch.
Sir, I wouldn't if I were you. He's right, mate.
You bloody do something then.
G'day, I'm Dean Atchison, I'm the leaseholder here.
The rapist of the old growth forest.
I stick by the code of forest practices, which allows me to harvest it.
What are you waiting for? Why don't you just arrest him?
For hundreds of years.
We don't take many.
Where's me bolt cutters?
Well, what about the other ones that get damaged when you get that lot out?
Trees have do something. Limited life anyway.
Can't be seen to be taking sides, Jack.
Mainly encourages reading.
What do we want?
Save the trees.
When do we want it?
Now.
Mr. Atchison.
What do we want?
Don't try and stop me, mate.
No, listen. Are you aware that we can't arrest her for trespass unless you ask her to leave your land in our presence and she refuses?
What?
Save the trees.
What do we want?
Come on, then.
What do we want?
Save the trees.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save the trees.
When do we want it?
I'm asking you to leave this property immediately.
Not possible, I'm afraid.
Well, we'll have to warn you that you'll be arrested if you refuse to go.
What is this, a conspiracy?
Will you leave this land?
No. You getting this, Timsy?
I'm right here.
Then you leave me with no alternative. Kelly Lonsdale, you're under arrest for trespass.
Well, you need your handcuffs then, won't you?
I must inform you that
What
you're
do we
not
want?
obliged to
Save the
say...
trees.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Save the trees.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
It's enough. Thank
When do we
you.
want it?
Now.
It's police brutality.
Oh, just cut it out, will you?
Tony, cut it out.
Kelly Lonsdale, I might have known.
Do I know you?
Yeah, we're at uni together.
Were we?
Joe, can you take us to
What's
the
happening?
interview
You
room,
charging her
please?
or what?
Sorry, you should be charging you.
Interview room now, thank you, thank you. Now, I'll speak to Ms Lonsdale. If you could take a statement from Mr Atchison, trespass on his property.
That's right.
Okay, Mr. Atchison, is it?
Brad Atchison.
Right, if you can come and take a seat. We'll just... Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?
Sorry? Oh, Tony Timms, Mount Thomas Gazette. Call me Timsy.
What can I do for you, Mr. Timms?
Sergeant Tess Gallagher. Well, welcome to Mount Thomas, Sarge.
Yeah, thank you. Now, look, if you don't have any business here...
So you're doing Ben's odd job. Oh, very good. Very good. You don't look old enough to be a sergeant, though, surely?
Oh, I'm fully qualified. Now, if you don't have any police business here, might I suggest that you...
Oh, yeah. Any comment to make about the arrest
No,
of
I've
this?
got no comment, and if you want to know anything else, I suggest you contact the media liaison unit, so now if you'll excuse me,
Wait. Now, how would you feel about doing a feature article in the paper? We could do something like Pretty Sergeant Arrives in Town, or Blonde Bombshell Hits Mount Thomas.
Listen, Mr. Timms, if you're not out of here in 5 seconds, I'll find reason to arrest you.
Really?
Go. Now, Mr. Atchison, where were we?
I want her charged, please.
Yes, my pleasure. Sign here. I have to ask you if you're satisfied with the treatment you've received here today.
Ecstatic.
I'm bailing you on your own undertaking, and part of the condition of that bail is you don't go within a kilometre of either the Atchison sawmill or their leasehold property. Do you understand that?
Suits me fine. The more publicity we get, the better.
Do you understand that?
What? The bail thing? Yes. Were we friends at uni?
Hardly.
I wouldn't have thought so. Can I go now?
Please, feel free.
Thanks. See you at the wood chop, Swifts Creek.
What do you mean by that?
But she hasn't finished causing trouble yet.
How well did you know her at uni?
I didn't know her. I knew of her. She was the self-appointed chief political activist on campus.
Yeah, well, uni students are like that.
I wasn't. It wouldn't hurt to warn the Timberweek committee to be on their guard.
Oh, they know she's around.
Ben...
Look, I'll warn them. But you don't seriously think that she spiked this log, do you?
I wouldn't put it past her. She threw smoke bombs into the Vice-Chancellor's office at uni once. I mean, him and his secretary nearly died of smoke inhalation. She doesn't care who she hurts, as long as she makes her point.
I can't say these greenies are my favourite kind of people, but I think they're genuine and mostly decent.
You don't think they're capable of spiking logs?
Nah. I think they're just committed to what they believe in.
Hey, Jono, where are these logs from?
Bowery Mill, out the back of Lake End. But don't worry, son. I'm not taking any risk with these.
So the back gully logs were delivered yesterday?
That's right.
They're here overnight. Kept where?
Over here, threw a tarp over them.
So basically anybody could have tampered with these during the night?
Well, we didn't have a 24-hour guard, if that's what you're asking.
Were any of the environmentalists present when they were delivered?
Well, maybe the environmentalists are not the only ones who might have an interest in spiking logs.
Who else?
Well, say you own a mill that makes its living logging old-growth forests, right? And these greenies are kicking up such a stink that they may just finish up having your lease reassessed. You might want to get them off your back.
Hey, are you suggesting that Dean Atchison spiked his own log just to discredit the greenies?
Stranger things have happened.
Sorry to trouble you. Just to ask you a few questions.
You're right, mate. Just watch your heads here, eh?
Yep.
Sounds like a copper?
Oh, no, you're fine. No, you're right, thanks.
Sure, Dean won't mind a bit of a smoke, eh?
All right.
Now, Mr. Atchison, what would it mean to this mill if these protesters actually got their way?
If they stopped you from logging the old growth?
Well, I'd be out of business.
So it could be in your interest to discredit them?
Well, what exactly are you suggesting here?
Oh, we're just investigating all possibilities.
Well, you really think I'd be stupid enough to put my own life at risk? Right! Bloody hell! When do you get the first aid?
Okay, hold still, mate. Now Thomas 308 to VKC. We need an ambulance urgently to Back Gully Mill, Back Gully Road, now Thomas. Yes, patient's male, about 35 years of age. Got a severe cut to his right shoulder, he's losing a hell of a lot of blood. Urgent.
Received. Ambos on the way.
Ambos are on their way. What the hell happened here?
Ready? Ready?
He's unconscious, mate. It's probably better this way. Why don't you see if you can go help Wendy with that first aid kit?
Take it easy, mate. Take it easy.
Jack. It's another spike. Crime Centre on their way. I've also got a couple of work cover inspectors coming.
Good man. So you reckon this spike's the same as the other one?
Well, as far as I can tell.
So chances are both logs are spiked here at the mill.
By the same person.
Or persons.
Well, what are you saying? The greenies spiked both logs? Well, one for Dean and one for Brett.
I don't think they care who they got. That's what Tess thinks anyway.
Yeah, Tess has got some sort of history with this Kelly woman, the chief agitator. Says her stunts have been known to go too far.
Too far? Mate, this is a bloody vicious attack. This bloke could have been killed.
So there's no way the Atchisons would have done this just to discredit the Greenies?
What? It was a theory put to us by Jono.
Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing.
His arm's cactus. I reckon they might not be able to save it.
Ben, we should keep a progress check on this bloke.
Any news?
They're still assessing the situation.
Medical science can do amazing things these days.
Yeah. Here, you may as well have a seat.
Thanks.
You're good back there.
I teach us a bit of first aid in the force. My dad's a timberman.
Yeah? Bloody greenies, eh?
You reckon they did this?
Well, who else?
They're not the only ones with a grudge. He was pretty riled.
Who?
Jono Wilson.
For Christ's sakes, when?
Why?
He was sacked on Friday.
After 35 years.
Good news. Looks like we might be able to save the arm. A microsurgeon's flying in from Melbourne. We should be operating within the hour. How is he? He's regained consciousness. He's in shock and a bit of pain, but serious but stable, I guess you could say. Anyway, I'll let you know as soon as I know anything else.
Thank you.
Here we are, listed prize for John Clarence
Give us a
Wilson.
look, give us a look. All right. Unlawful assault at St David's Magistrates Court. 5 years ago.
Convicted and fined $100.
So Jono has a motive plus a history of violence.
No, there's no way you'd do it. He's a wood chopper.
So what?
Look, I can understand him getting angry and knocking somebody out, but, you know, spiking somebody's log, that's really underhand and sneaky.
What, more the MO of a subversive protest group, I suppose?
Look, they wouldn't know the consequences firsthand. Anyone in the timber game knows someone who's been maimed or crippled by a saw accident. You wouldn't do it to your worst enemy.
Well, somebody has.
Yeah, Kelly Lonsdale in a feral, mate.
There's the publicity for him,
Well,
eh?
it proves what a dangerous industry it can
Jack, they don't want to reform it. They want to ban it. Your mate, Jono Wilson, I mean, he's got the hasn't he? He's got motive, he's got opportunity and means. Now, he'd know a lot more about spiking a log than one of Tess's university pals.
Yeah, for all you know, she might have been studying structural engineering.
Well, was she?
No, she was doing something really correct, like arts law or sociology, you know.
There you go, then we're going to talk to Jono Wilson, if that's okay with Sergeant Gallagher.
Always happy to cooperate with CI.
Buggery days. I warned him about that old equipment.
Well, it wasn't old equipment. It was a spike in the log.
Another one.
And we understand that there's probably a reason how to guard the registers.
You turn it up. They were like my own flesh and blood.
Yeah, but they sacked you though, didn't they?
Well, you don't go cutting a man's arm off just because you lose your job.
Which brother sacked you?
Brett.
You can see how it looks from our point of view.
Well, I don't care how it looks from your point of view. I can tell you, you're barking up the wrong tree. I got a bit fired up when he sacked me, sure. But I didn't go back there and spike their logs.
Can you prove that?
Oh, have I got, what do you call it, an alibi? No, I don't.
Can you think of anyone else who might have wanted to do it?
Look, Jack, you're a good lad, and I know you mean well, but I'm not going to do your job for you. You set for 3?
Sorry?
3 o'clock, the rerun of the finals. Or are you too busy?
Is Dean Atchison competing again?
No, just Jack and I. So, I reckon I might hang on to my crown for another year. What do you reckon, Jack?
Anything's possible.
Maybe I'm not as old and as useless as some people think.
So if it was this guy, Jono, like, how and when did he do it?
Good question.
Yeah, we need some proof. And what do we know? PJ? Same team. Eh?
All right. What I know is that both logs and spikes came from Back Gully Mill.
Yeah, presumably.
The competition logs were prepared on Friday night. They delivered on site on Saturday.
Yeah, and Jono was sacked on Friday.
So how did they get access to the mill on Friday night?
And what kind of tools do you need to spike a log?
Hello, I'm Senior Detective Hashem.
Sergeant Tess Gallagher. Had any news?
They're still operating.
Right. Well, We understand it's a very difficult time for you.
We want whoever did this caught just as much as you do, Detective.
Well, that's good, because we've actually got a couple of questions for you. Mr. Atchison, if you're going to spike a log, how'd you go about doing it?
Well, I wouldn't.
We mean, how's it done?
Well, you could always hammer in a spike. Be pretty easy to spot that. Or you could drill out the centre of the log and push the spike down the hole, then make a plug out of the core you took out.
So you'd need to know a bit about timber then?
You'd have to know what you're doing, yeah.
Ah. Okay, the spikes are consistent with the sample insulator support supplied. Here we go. The spikes were inserted into a pre-drilled hole that was then plugged with a piece of the same wood and glued in place with a polyvinyl acetate glue, otherwise known as PVA.
Like Aqua did.
Yeah.
So we need to find the drill bit and the glue.
Congratulations. How'd you do it?
Practice, Jack. Practice.
Hey, Mr. Wilson. How are you?
Yeah.
You got a warrant to search, sir?
At my place. I'm just about to start celebrating.
Yeah, well, I'm afraid we don't have time, sir. This matter takes precedence.
Well, can I at least change my duds?
Best for you to keep your pants on, sir. This way.
PJ?
Jack, you want to come? Get out of those duds.
You ought to be careful, Jack. People might accuse you of being a sore loser.
Yeah.
Hey! Let's have a bit of a party, Jono.
Well, man's allowed. If you tell me what you're looking for, I might be able to help you.
You're right.
PJ?
A nice piece. Jono, did you do this?
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Not finished, though, eh?
Very nice, very nice. This all the tools you got?
That's all I need.
Aqua here.
PJ?
So, where'd you get this?
That's no secret. Back Gully Mill.
Did you knock it up?
Unofficial severance pay. Somebody told me they're worth a few bucks. A collector's item, huh?
I think it's worth a trip down to the station, don't you?
I told you I didn't do it. Yeah, I lifted the bloody insulators, but I never spiked any logs. That's a low act.
Do you own an auger drill bit?
No. But there's a whole setup up at the mill.
What were you doing Friday night, Jono?
Having a few drinks. You saw the empties.
Anyone vouch for that?
What, other than me? No.
Is it possible that you went to the mill on Friday night, used their equipment, then spiked a couple of logs?
Now, why would I want to hurt Dean?
Well, Dean wasn't on the saw, was he? Brett was. And didn't you assault him 5 years ago?
That was very different. And how would I know Brett would be on the saw?
Are you saying that Dean usually operates a breakdown saw?
That's right.
You got no argument with him?
He always treated me decent.
Right, so you think there should be a law against peaceful protesters, do you, Mrs. Aitchison?
I think city people should mind their own business. Oh, is that right? Timsy, can I respond to that?
So what do you please?
Timsy, what about that drink you owe me, buddy? Come on now.
Drink.
You're being inflammatory, aren't
I'm interviewing people.
Yeah, I'm on to it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to make a special presentation, and I'd like you to give a warm welcome to Wendy Atchison, who is straight from her husband's bedside. Wendy.
Thank you. And thanks for your concern about Brett. He's out of the operation and the doctors think they should be able to save his arm. So on behalf of Brett and the Timberweek Committee, I'd like to present the trophy to the winner of the woodchop competition, to Mr. Jono Wilson. Hey, Jono! Congratulations, Jono.
Thanks. Okay, just give us just for the front page of the paper, nice big kiss. That's all right.
See? Her heart's bleeding for the forest. You're breaking her heart.
Enough out of you. Enough out of you, all right? Cut it out, that's all right.
So
You arrested 5 protesters.
And, of course, an equal number of loggers.
No, we didn't want to show favour either way.
Very wise, very even-handed. So, this exploding statue, did you discover who was responsible?
Yeah, not a doubt in the world. It was the Greenies.
Yeah, proving it's going to be a different matter, though.
Well, could it have been done by the same people who did this log spot?
Yeah, there was a similarity in the MO.
And your money's on this Lonsdale woman?
It is now.
All right, does this sound familiar? They drilled a hole in the statue, inserted the device, made a plug out of the bit they drilled out, and reinserted it.
It's a small explosive device attached to a blood capsule, which is used in film special effects to simulate bullet wounds, triggered by a remote control device.
Pretty sophisticated, even for a bunch of stoned hippies.
I see that your even-handed approach doesn't extend to the lower ranks.
He was chopping in the same competition, boss. I mean, it might have been his log that was spiked.
And we can't forget he is from Swift's Creek.
Just as long as he doesn't let it get in the way of doing his job.
No, boss.
Yeah, the only difference with this MO is there was no glue. Now, they needed this statue to blow forward. Hey, what happened to that battery you found?
Oh, it's gone to forensics.
Which battery?
Oh, we did a search after the brawl last night and found it in a corner.
Any prints on it?
No, nothing of any value. So what, we're looking for someone with special effects knowledge?
Ben and Joe can check the background of the Greenies for you.
Boys, you know the drill, work associates, all that.
Will do, Joe, shall we?
So, do we know where this statue came from?
Well, Angie Scully, you know, Gary's cousin, she carved it with a chainsaw. I think she was hoping there was going to be a competition, but hers were the only entries, so then they decided to use it as a mascot.
The spirit of Timber Week.
Yeah, something like that.
So, Chrissy, when did it arrive at the pub?
Only about an hour before the presentation.
Right. Yeah, anyone could have tampered with it?
Well, maybe, because we left it out in the foyer. It was a bit big to bring in here straight away, so possibly.
Yeah, there was lots of people coming and going.
Yeah.
And before that?
Before that, she was at the woodchop arena.
Yeah.
Look, I threw a tarp over her last night. Well, you don't expect anyone to come out here and stick an explosive charge in your wood nymph, do you?
No, I guess not.
So, is there anything else you want to blame me for? Or can I get on with it?
So anyone could have tampered with the statue?
Anyone. You were here last night.
Yeah, I thought they were pretty clever. They even had their own slogan all worked out.
No, I'm sorry, PJ, but I don't think it's enough.
Come on, Sergeant, they're packing up to leave.
No, we need more evidence to apply for a search warrant.
There could be something.
PJ wants a search warrant to go through the Greenies camp. I don't think
Got
we've
it. Eamon McWilliams. When he's not hugging trees, he works freelance as a special effects guy.
Oh, that's just enough.
Man Thomas 900 to 509. I'm organising you a search warrant now.
Well, this is clearly an infringement on our right to privacy and our civil liberties.
Do you want to read that warrant again?
I'll be taking it further.
Okay.
Hey, you can't do that. You damage anything,
mate.
I'll sue.
Stand back. We've read the warrant. What you got in here?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just my clothes and stuff.
All right.
They're not mine.
Shut up.
No, they've got nothing to
You've
do
been
with me.
spiking
It was
logs,
Kelly's
mate. You've been
stupid
spiking
idea.
logs.
It was Kelly's idea. It's got nothing to do with me.
Are we looking at attempted murder here?
It's
What?
All right, whose idea was this?
Kelly's. It was Kelly's idea. I was just following orders.
Oh, you spineless bastard. Is there any point in denying it?
It's your decision.
All right, it was my idea. We needed something visual to symbolise the plight of the trees, and it seemed appropriate.
Appropriate?
Yeah.
Was it also appropriate to spike a couple of logs and injure some timber workers? It's pretty visual.
How
isn't it?
many times do I have to say it to you? I had nothing to do with spiking any logs.
What about your mates, eh? I mean, they've proven they've got the necessary skills.
Neither I nor my colleagues had anything to do with spiking any logs. God, this is boring. Can you come up with anything else?
I can, in fact. I'm going to charge you with criminal damage, unlawful assault, possessed detonator, and reckless conduct endangering a person.
Is that all?
Sign here.
Is that all you say?
I have to ask you whether you're happy with the treatment you've received here today.
Well, that's a joke. I mean, you're all obviously biased in favour of the timber industry, aren't you?
Do you have a specific complaint?
Yes, I do, in fact. That young constable over there has been openly hostile to me the whole time I've been
Sorry, I'm late. I got here as fast as I could. How'd you go?
Oh, OK. We'll get back to signing the book thing. Thanks.
Sorry?
And then that satisfied speech, is okay?
No, it's not okay. I absolutely refuse to be part of your three-ring publicity circus. Now, you've been bailed on your own undertaking to appear at Mount Thomas Magistrates Court at 10 a.m. on August the 15th.
Sarge, it's just a
now, just
photograph.
get out of here and take him with you, please.
I remember you now. One of those swats who never left the library.
Yep, that was me.
Tony, so how does it feel to be grilled by the cops, eh?
So, how do we prove the Greenies did it?
You mean short of a reliable witness who saw them drilling holes in logs at the mill?
Well, we've got Eamon's drill bit.
Not anymore, we don't. Forensic says it's the wrong diameter for the spiking.
Well, they've got to have switched it. We're not going to let them get away with this, are we?
Jack, there's no evidence that they did it.
Hang on, hold the phone. Weren't you the one that said they were dangerous?
Look, I've been thinking about it, and I'd love to throw the book at Kelly and her mates, but I don't think she was involved.
OK, so what am I doing here? Haven't done anything wrong, have I hope?
Just helping us with our inquiries, Mr.
Ah,
James.
of course. Well, always happy to help the local constabulary, you know me.
Kelly Lonsdale.
Yep.
Well, you see, Timsy, every time Kelly and her mates get a little bit of strife, you seem to turn up.
Yeah, we don't believe in amazing coincidence.
Oh, you got me. You cracked the code, didn't you? Yes, she's been tipping me off. Now, there's no law against that, though, is there?
So she suggested you attend the pub presentation last night?
No, she insisted I attend the
Yeah. What
presentation.
about the station today?
Well, one of her mates rang and said she'd be here. Yes, she figured that out too. Look
What
at
about the woodshop finals, day before yesterday?
Well, that's different, because she told me there's going to be a streaker there, you see.
Streaker.
A streaker, woohoo, streaker, yeah. But they didn't have me, because instead Dean chopped her into that thing in the log, you know.
And she never mentioned the likelihood of that happening?
No. I wish she had. It would have been a great photo, but no, I was facing the other way.
What about Back Gully Mill? Did she mention any photo opportunities there yesterday afternoon?
No.
Or ever?
No. Why?
I can't see why Tony Timms would lie to us about it. I mean, he relies on our cooperation for half his story.
Well, mind you, mangling a timber worker's arm isn't great PR for the Greenies.
As opposed to an exploding statue.
So, what other leads have you got?
Well, only Jono Wilson. I mean, he's got good motive for injuring Brett.
Yeah, who fired him last week.
But Dean was supposed to be on that saw, and Jono's got no motive to injure him.
Nobody's got any motive to injure Dino. He's the proverbial all-round nice guy.
But it was Brett who was actually hurt.
Yeah.
But 5 years ago, Dean had an excellent motive for wanting to kill his brother. Dean used to be married to Wendy. She left him for Brett.
Yeah, that's right. I thought it was too good to be true, landing Wendy.
So what happened?
She fell in love with Brett.
After your daughter was born?
Yeah. And Jarrah's mine, have no doubts about that.
So she divorced you and married your brother?
Yeah. I mean, how'd you feel about that? Oh, Brett was obviously more her style. But she didn't run off with some stranger.
So you all lived together behind the mill?
Yeah. Didn't want to lose touch with my daughter. Besides, it was...
You both own the mill.
It's about the strength of it.
And you all get along okay, do you?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
Dean, if my brother had stolen my wife, you know, I think I'd want some sort of revenge. Even if it's going to take 5 years.
Yeah, well, I'm not you.
You didn't get your brother to sawing the log you knew to be spiked?
No. I didn't spike my lock at the woodshop either.
Daddy?
Yes, darling?
Mummy's crying.
Oh, is she beautiful? What's the doctor saying?
She doesn't like the arm.
Oh, Dean. It's necrosis. They said the limb is slowly dying.
That's all right, darling. You'll be all right.
Well, Dean is either a very tolerant man or he's a damn good actor.
Are you suggesting that he spiked his own competition log just to avert suspicion?
It's possible.
No way. It's far too dangerous. I mean, in the heat of competition, you can't pull your strokes. There's no telling what could happen.
Dean definitely wasn't being careful at the time. I mean, he was winning.
Maybe the wrong log was sent to the woodshop.
We should get that paperwork from the mill.
Right, here it is. A special order of messmate logs for the woodchop comp.
That's right. Forensics said both spike logs were messmate.
No, hang on. According to this worksheet, Dean was cutting mountain ash when Brett took over. Double check with Forensic, will you, Jacko?
No, cancel that. I remember they were both definitely messmate.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So who was in charge of the audit?
Here it is, initialed by JW.
Is your initials on the bottom?
What of it?
Well, the order says mountain ash, but the spike log was messmate. Now, they're two different types of wood, aren't they?
Doesn't make any difference. Both do the same job.
And they're both identical from the outside.
That's right.
Except when you cut into mountain ash, it's kind of blonde and messmate wood's pinkish.
Knows he's timber, doesn't he?
Any chance that you might have mixed this order up?
You've been talking to Brett.
Is that what you can find?
That's part of it. Look, I was putting together a rush job for a bridge. They wanted mountain ash. I was a few logs short, so I threw in some messmate.
And one of these logs just happened to get spiked.
Right. But I didn't do it. Do you believe me?
Yeah, I do.
I buy it.
Yeah, so do I. Everything fits.
Boss?
Well, I've heard sillier theories that have turned out to be correct. Well done, Lawson.
Well, don't congratulate him yet. He's still got to prove it.
No, I've been thinking about that. G'day. Bit sick of the hospital, eh?
I want to go home.
How's your daddy doing?
He's okay. It's my uncle who's sick.
Oh, that's right. Dean's your daddy, isn't he?
He's my real daddy. Brett's just married to Mummy.
And where does Dean live?
He's good with kids, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thanks, Mel.
You can't use the testimony of a 6-year-old as evidence.
And what adult is going to back that up and tell us the truth?
Jacko?
One that hasn't told us any lies so far. So, am I right?
I couldn't really say.
Oh, I think you could. I think you've known all along. Which is why I didn't want us blaming the greenies.
And what if we charged you? Would you have told us the truth then?
You wouldn't have believed me.
Oh, we'll believe you now.
Wendy was the best thing that ever happened to Dean. And he worshipped her. But that bloody Brett, he just had to have her. He was always like that. Whatever Dean had, he had to have. So he set to with his silver tongue, and he won her over.
Is that why you took him out the back and belted him?
What do you reckon? Anyway, a couple of months ago, I started to see signs of Wendy falling all over again for Dean. I kept it to myself. I don't know how Brett found out.
Jarrah told him. Said Mummy and Daddy'd been having little afternoon sleeps together.
That'd do it. I guess it was the day before he sacked me. He was dark on the whole world that day.
So Brett spiked the logs.
He always had a vindictive temper.
Why'd you say something?
Well, after the finals, I didn't want to believe that Brett would use the very thing that killed their dad. And I never guessed there was a second log.
After the second log?
Well, I figured it out pretty quick, but by then, there just didn't seem to be any point.
How so?
Well, what could you blokes do to him, to punish him? It's worse than what he's done to himself.
Well, Jono's right. I mean, think about it. The poor bugger's already lost his arm, his wife, his family.
Yeah, and his job. I mean, even Dean couldn't be tolerant enough to go back to working with some guy who tried to kill him.
Are we talking attempted murder here?
Oh, handball at the homicide, but we're definitely talking conduct endangering life.
Yeah, except the only life that he was endangering was his own.
Yeah, but aren't we talking intention here? He obviously didn't intend to hurt himself.
No, just his brother.
So you're going to arrest him before or after he loses his arm?
Well, he's in the process of losing it as we speak.
You're not surprised, are you?
We had our suspicions.
I realised the wood in the saw was messmate, and I started to figure it out.
You didn't know he'd found out you'd got back together?
No, not till after the accident.
Neither of you said anything? Bit late by then. Oh, God, Dean. Could have been killed. Look, I don't want him charged.
No. Look, it doesn't matter.
Oh, he's
what
been
they
through
want.
so much. You know, I've got 2 arms. And the woman I can't kick him when he's down. He's still my brother.
Well, unfortunately, it's not your choice, but we'll be charging him in due course.
That's the law, right?
That's the law.
Chris, what are these? We didn't order these.
This is for Jack from the Timberweed Committee.
Why, because I made the finals of the woodchop competition?
No, because you didn't arrest their champion.
Oh, no, I'll drink to that, I guess.
Drink to Jack solving the crime should happen more often.
Thank you, Peter.
What do you guys intend to do about the Aitchison family, huh?
Sorry?
It looks like they're going to lose the entire mill. Because the work cover inspectors that you guys send in have slapped a prohibition notice on the entire place. I mean, how is a hard-working Aussie timber worker supposed to make a living, eh?
You've certainly changed your tune.
Yeah. What about your greenie clause?
What about the rape of the forest?
Well, that's old news. This is a better story. Because this isn't about trees, this is about people. I've got an exclusive interview with the Aitchisons. Brett's going to talk about his arm, the whole thing. Right. This story, this is Syndicate National. It's a big story. People care about this.
What? Go away. Now.